Guys, I'm teacher Margaret, and today I get to read with you. So the first book we're going to read is one called Thousand Theos. Here we go. So I'm going to share the screen. All right, Thousand Theos. Oh. Jordan, have you seen my puppy? Jordan looked down at her neighborhood, Benny. He was usually bouncy, happy, kind of like a puppy himself, but not today. I haven't seen him, said Jordan. Is he lost? Benny nodded. See? Jordan read the sign Benny's mom was taping to the front door. Lost dog. His name is Theo. He's very soft, and he lives at 36 Oak Street, apartment 2. He likes peanut butter. If you find him, please call 555-1238. Can't we look for him now? Benny begged his mom. I'm so sorry, honey. We have to go, she said. But I bet someone will see your sign and find him. It's just one little sign, said Benny in a shaky voice. I'll make another one, Jordan offered. I can hang it up at the soccer field on my way to practice. That would be great, said Benny's mom. Oh, here's our bus. Come on, Benny. Don't worry, Jordan told him. We'll find Theo. Jordan ran upstairs, and she took her markers and copied Benny's sign. She added bright red stars in the corners to make it stand out. I wish I could do more to help, she thought. Still, 2 signs were twice as good as 1. Jordan was putting up her sign when Cora and Carl rode by on their bikes. What's up, said Cora. Cute dog, said Carl. Jordan told them about Benny's lost puppy, and Benny was worried that 1 sign wasn't enough. So I made a second one, Jordan explained. Poor little guy, said Cora. I'll make a sign. Me too, said Carl. That will double the signs to 4. Thought Jordan. Double. That gave her an idea. And there's a little equation, Benny and Jordan. Now Cora and Carl, so 2 plus 2 is 4. Do you think each get 2 more friends to make signs to Jordan, and that would double the number again to 8? Cool, said Cora. We're on it, said Carl. And Jordan felt much better. 8 signs, that was pretty good. Maybe somebody would find one and find Theo. Benny would be so happy. Cora and Carl made their signs right away. Cora tacked hers up on the skateboard park where she ran into Mac and Abby, and they wanted to make signs too. Carl stapled his sign at the library bulletin board, and he told Evan and Lena very quietly what was going on. They couldn't wait to make the signs of their own. Soon there were 8 lost dog signs hanging up around town. And there's the equation again. Benny and Jordan, Cora and Carl, Mac and Abby, Evan and Lena. So 4 plus 4 is 8. But it didn't stop there. Everyone who made a sign asked 2 more kids to make one. And Mac asked his neighbors, Nick and Andy. And so it says Nick and Andy, Riley, Sam, Tyler, Brett, Carrie, and Fiona. So 8 plus 8 equals 16. Abby asked her teammates Riley and Sam. Evan asked his cousins Tyler and Brett. And Lena asked her best friends Carrie and Fiona. The word kept spreading. The signs kept doubling. By lunchtime, there were signs at Pirate Pizza, Joy's Toys, and the Awesome Blossom. 16 plus 16, 32. 32 plus 32 equals 64, and 64 plus 64 equals 128. That's a big number, you guys. By dinner time, there were signs at the Bola Bunch, Mike's Bikes, and the Book Nook. And still, the signs kept doubling until every kid in town made one. Jordan couldn't believe it. Theo's face was everywhere. Theo had to find him now, didn't they? Someone had to find him. So 128 plus 128 is 256. 256 plus 256 is 512. And 512 plus 512 is 1024. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. And that dog is just so cute. Jordan, called Benny, running up the sidewalk. Look at all those Theos. There must be 100 of them. I think it's more like 1,000, said his mom. 1,000 Theos, Benny yelped. Did you make all of them? Jordan shook her head. I only made 1. And then 2 friends made them, and then they asked 2 friends, and each of their other 2 friends, and well, it turns out doubling works best. Wow, said Benny, and then his smile faded, but the real Theo's still gone. Benny sat up on the steps and his mom, Jordan, sat beside him. Ding, ding, ding. Benny didn't even look up at the sound of the ice cream truck. Jordan watched it pull up in front of their building. Hi there, the ice cream man said. I was going to call, but I decided to stop by since you're on my route. Is this guy yours? He held up a wiggly brown puppy. Theo, cried Benny, and the puppy jumped from the man's arms and ran straight to Benny, and Benny hugged him tightly. Where did you find him? Benny asked, way on the other side of town. I saw all the signs and figured this had to be Theo, though I offered him a lick of peanut butter ice cream just to be sure. Thank you so much, said Benny. You're welcome, said the ice cream man. Would you kids like some ice cream too? Oh, yes, please. Benny picked peanut butter to share with Theo, and Jordan chose cherry vanilla with sprinkles. The ice cream man pulled away, tooting his horn cheerfully. Thanks again, Benny called after him. Woof, added Theo. Thank you too, Jordan, said Benny's mom. But how are we ever going to thank all those other people who made the signs? Easy, said Jordan. She grinned. Just thank one person and ask them to thank two more. If you use doubling, you will have 1,000 thanks in no time. The end. All right, you guys, so we're going to do our next book, and that was such a sweet book, and I'm pretty fond of the name Theo. All right, so this one is called Going Down Home with Daddy. Here we go. On reunion morning, we rise before the sun. Daddy hums as he packs our car with suitcases and a cooler full of snacks. He says there's nothing like going down home. We leave when the sky is still dark with sleep. Sis closes her eyes, but mine stay wide open. I watch as we drive from the city streets to the flowing highways under a sweep of sparkling stars. Little Alan, Mama says, after a while, you better catch some Z's while you can. I try to rest, but I can't stop smiling. Soon I'll get to see my great-grandma, Granny, and hang out with my cousins. But when I look at my hands, empty as the road in front of us, my grin fades. The anniversary celebration, I bet everyone will have something to share except for me. I doze off in a cloud of worry and wake to see sunbeams tickling my face. I squint and see a familiar John Deere tractor store and a gray silo standing at attention. We're almost there. Sis and I sit up straight as pines, and when we see Granny's wood frame house, she is right where she left after last year's reunion, scattering corn for her chickens like tiny bits of gold. There she is, Sis shouts. Granny spreads her arms wide and wraps both inside. My, she says, and showers her cheeks with peppermint kisses. I missed you so. All afternoon, a parade of family comes home. Grandma Loretta and Grandpa James, aunts and uncles, and more cousins than I can count. Got a head just like your daddy, Uncle Jay teases me, and Daddy's eyes twinkle. Now I know you're not talking about heads. Can't take them anywhere, Grandma Loretta says, laughing. While the grown-ups catch up, we cousins run to the fence to visit Granny's cows and goats. You're doing something for the celebration, Isaiah asks Sis, singing Granny's favorite song, His Eyes is in the Sparrow. She says, how about you? Reading Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. I made a scrapbook in Granny's favorite color, blue, Devin says. You got something, little Alan? I kick a stone and my eyes start to burn. Ready for the tractor ride, Sis says, saving me from having to answer. I swallow hard and climb into the trailer with Sis and Mama, and I lean against the hay as Daddy drives past us to the smokehouse and fishing pond and rumbles by a field dotted with puffs of white. Cotton has been on this land long like us, just like us, Daddy says. Pa would drive your Uncle Jay and me on the tractor, just like this one. Look to your left, Pa would say, look to your right, and the land just seemed to go forever. Everything you see, Pa told us, is ours. I think about what Daddy said and I sit up tall. Pa is gone, but this is our time to come together and remember. Daddy's words make me want to share more than ever. When the ride stops, I ask him what to do. Think with your heart, little Alan, Daddy says. That's what Pa always told me. Just then we hear Granny, come on and get this food while it's hot, and she calls from the porch. We dashed inside the dining room, overflows with love-made dishes, smoked turkey, collards, mac and cheese, orca, and tomatoes, biscuits oozing with mayha jelly just the way Daddy likes it. Hand in hand, we create a ring inside the house Pa built for Granny. Heart to heart, we share what we're thankful for. Nothing is more important than family, Granny says, tearing up as she looks at my face. Amens all around. On Sunday, I feel sick, not a fever and sneezing sick, but a wish I had done more sick. The celebration starts at dusk. Get a move on, little Ellen, Grandma Loretta says. You know, Granny doesn't play. Growing up, we never missed a service. At church, Daddy points to the spot where he and Uncle Jay performed a duet on the trombone and trumpet. My hands were shaking so much, I could barely play, Daddy says. But then I saw Granny smiling, and my jitters went away. I wonder if looking at Granny will help me, but when our eyes meet, all I can think about is being the only kid with nothing to say. After service, we head back to Granny's and change into our reunion t-shirts. Generations of our family smile from every wall. Mama, Sis, and I peer at the black and white pictures of Pa and Granny. Their eyes, brave and bold, remind me of Daddy's. You have their eyes too, Mama says. That's when it comes to me. I think about everything I see when I'm here. I think about the tractor ride and Daddy's stories. I think about walking in Pa and Granny's footsteps, in those of our people and the native people long before. I think and collect treasures from our land, and I lift my head to the sun. Just before satin night falls, we sit outside on the porch steps in the metal lawn chairs, and it's a celebration to me. Our people were stolen from Africa and shipped to this continent in chains, Daddy says, but no one could lock away their dreams. They dreamed on this land during slavery. They dreamed on this land as they made their way out of no way and fought Jim Crow. 75 years ago, a farmer and a teacher bought this land, and Daddy gazes at Granny. And look at us now. One after another, cousins offer their tributes. Sis's song makes Granny's eyes shine. Isaiah's poem gets everyone nodding. Then I step forward. I feel like a spotlight is blazing just on me. I look down and say nothing. It's okay, little Ellen, Sis whispers. I lift my head and gleaming smiles. I try again. Cotton for the quilts Granny made to keep her children warm, I say, holding a white cloud in my fingers. A pecan for the trees that Pa planted and all kinds of love to climb. I pinch dirt and let it rain to the ground. An earth for land that's ours as far as we can see. Fireflies wink and whirl in a carnival around us. That's right, I hear Granny say, and Daddy flashes a thumbs up. I grin up at the moon, it glows back at me. We are a mighty family, Daddy booms. Mighty, we roar back. Then we try to make the night stretch on forever. As grown-ups slap cards and checkers against the table, we cousins dig through old trunks and laugh until our hearts explode with joy. Too soon, our goodbye morning comes, and we hug all the way to the door, and then we climb in our car and watch Granny and her house shrink and disappear. When we go down home with Daddy, everything we see holds a piece of him and us, and we head the highway thinking about family and dreaming about next year. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed those 2 books. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.